Good evening, everyone. Welcome. So, just a couple reminders at the top. If you have any props that you'd like to use for class today, things like yoga blocks, straps, a towel, a blanket, pillow cushion, go ahead and grab those, or anything else really that works for you. Just have it kind of close by. If you have a yoga mat, make sure that is spread out. You don't need a yoga mat to do yoga. You can do it on any surface really. The yoga mat does help to add a little bit of cushion, a little bit of grip, so you're not sliding around, but you don't need one necessarily. So grab your props, have them set up, make sure you have some space. You don't need a lot of space, but make sure you know that you can move your arms around, your legs around without whacking a piece of furniture and hurting yourself. If you're dealing with any injuries, chronic or not, just listen to your body. That's the most important thing. Remember that yoga is an individual practice, so just taking the time to check in every pose, see how it feels for you, and adjust as needed. With that, we have the zones, right? So I like to use the zones: red zone, no-go zone, 80 to 100% of your max. So try to avoid going into that. That's the zone where is this pose over yet? You're thinking, I can't do this anymore. You're thinking, I'm breathing really heavily. The burning sensation is too intense. The stretching sensation is too intense. Or I'm feeling sharp stabbing pains, dizziness, any of those things we don't want. So if you're feeling that at any time, please just ease up, back off, or totally come out of the pose. That's totally fine. Orange zone is where we want to be. That's up to 80% of our maximum. And it's pretty much anywhere in there. It could be on the lower end or up to that 80%, but not beyond that, because then you'll be in the red zone. So we want to feel good stretching sensations, good muscle burning, working sensations. And that's really what we want to feel. No sharp stabbing pains, avoid those at all costs. So if you're in the green zone, that is a sometimes zone. That is the resting zone, really. So that's like right now I'm kind of at rest because I'm just sitting here. So sometimes we will have specific resting moments. And so good that you want to feel resting when you're resting, right? But if you are supposed to be in the orange zone, then you want to do something to increase the intensity so that you can get into that orange zone. But again, if you feel that you need a break, take a break at any time, okay? So those are my reminders. Let's get into it. So we are going to start with our meditation practice. Reminder: meditation is, or the goal of meditation is to clear the mind. So in order to do that, what we do is we get better and better at concentrating. So we work at concentration on different things, different techniques. So last week I taught the 3-part breath, and I'm going to stick with that again today as our guide, as our focus for our meditation. So reminder, what are the 3 parts? So we're going to do a yogic breathing. Yogic breathing is breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth, which is also used in all kinds of other physical activities. So if your nose is stuffy today, you got some allergies or something going on, no worries, just breathe through your mouth. If you can, we're going to breathe inhaling in through the nose, and then the first part of the breath is that it's going to fill up your belly. So you want to just focus and see if you can inflate your belly with air. If need be, go ahead and place your hand on your belly to help you find that feeling of doing that. Then the second part is you keep the air in the belly. Don't let it go. Keep it in there. And then additionally, you're going to add the next layer, which is to fill up the lungs, right? And again, you could have one hand on your belly, maybe have a hand on your chest or on your side, so you can feel your rib cage expand as you fill up with all of that air. Then the third part is really just that you top it off, right? Your collarbone, this bone's right here, it kind of lifts a little bit because it's just like, that's it. My belly's full, my lungs are full, there's nowhere for any more air to go. I'm full, right? That's the third part. So belly, lungs, collarbone lifts, and then we're gonna reverse out, exhale out the mouth, collarbone lowers, air out of the lungs, and then air out of the belly. So we go belly fills, lungs fill, collarbone lifts, and then reverse exhale, collarbone, lungs, belly. And that's it. We just keep repeating that on our own timing, okay? As always, the main thing with meditation is you have your focal point. Today's the 3-part breath. If your mind wanders, which it likely will because you're human and you have a lot of things going on in your brain, when you notice your mind has wandered, you let go of that thought and return back to your breath. Start all over again and do that as many times as needed during the session. So we are going to get started. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. You could be in easy seated pose, sitting up on your knees if you like, or feel free to even go ahead and sit in a chair or lay down. Totally fine. Again, if you like, hand on belly and chest. We are going to take a deep breath, inhaling in through the nose. Exhale and just relax your body in whatever position you are in right now. Feel free to close your eyes. I like to close my eyes when I am doing these types of focuses so I can get rid of all of that sensation and coming into my eyes. Let's do another inhale in through the nose. Exhale. This time we're going to start to let go of any outside thoughts, anything from the past, anything from the future, bringing ourselves into this present moment. And we'll begin. I'll walk you through it to start. So inhaling in through the nose, start to fill up the belly, filling it up as much as you can. When the belly is full, part 2 is that we start to inhale into our chest and our lungs, sipping in that air until it is as full as it can be. Third part, you'll be full when your collarbone lifts. Exhale out through the mouth, reverse order, collarbone lowers, and then you exhale out of the chest, and then out of the belly. Inhale, belly fills, lungs fill. Collarbone lifts, reverse the order. Exhale, collarbone lowers, lungs, belly, repeat. Inhale, belly, lungs, collarbone, lungs, belly. Continue. Take one more round of your breath. And then let that go and just return your breathing to normal. Good. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly blink them open. Very good. Okay, so now we are very present. We're in this focused place. Let's try to maintain that focus as we move into our movement practice, our asana practice. So let's come on down and start lying down position here. Just adjust my screen down a bit. Okay, so you're down on your back, feet flat. We're gonna start with our bridge. So we've been working on this one. Feet are about hip width apart, knees in line with the hips, and the toes pointed straight forward, arms down by your side. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale through the nose, that same yogic breathing. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to start to peel our spine. Squeeze the glutes, lifting the hips, one vertebrae at a time. Hips up as high as you can get them. Doesn't matter how high they go. Keeping the shoulders resting and the head resting on the ground. Inhale at the top. Exhale, we roll down. Try to press each of those bones along your spine down into the mat, especially that lower back, really tucking the pelvis and then releasing. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale. Exhale to lower. If you'd like a challenge, you could bring your arms up toward the sky. You should feel this in the backs of your legs, maybe in your abdominals. And in your glutes. One more. And good. Let's hug the knees into the chest for a moment. A little air release pose here. Good resting pose. Good. Let's move into happy baby. We're going to open the knees wide, reach down, grab your shins, your ankles, your feet, your toes, whatever you can grab a hold of. Try not to let your hips rise up off the floor. Press those hips down. Keep the knees bent, but then bring the feet up toward the ceiling, almost like the bottoms of your feet are parallel to the ceiling there. Good, here we are. This is happy baby. You can stay just like this. You could rock side to side. You could extend one leg out, or maybe both. Your choice. You could even just play around with all three. We'll just take a few breaths here. You can do your yogic breathing. You can just breathe naturally. Whatever works for you. Good. And we'll release that. Hug the knees back into the chest. Very good. Take a deep breath. Keep your knees into your chest. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest and then do a little crunch. See if you can lift your shoulder blades off the mat. So you're in this little ball like this. Deep breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, lower your head and chest. Lower your legs down, arms down, hips come up. Into our bridge. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, lower hips, come back to that little ball. Inhale. Exhale to bridge, hips up. Inhale. Exhale to ball. Just moving between these two poses. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale down. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keeping your legs like this, you're going to start to rock and roll back and forth, rolling along the spine, massaging the back. If you can, inhale as you rock back, exhale as you rock forward. Take one more, see if you can rock all the way up. If you can't rock all the way up, that's okay. Use your hands to help press yourself all the way up. We're gonna move into a seated position. Nice job. Okay. Hello and welcome. Okay, so from here, easy seated pose. Whoops. I'm gonna slide back a little so you can see me better. All right. So this is easy seated pose, also known as crisscross, to the general public. If you feel like you're falling back, go ahead, slide something underneath of your seat so that it kind of pushes you forward slightly. If this bothers your knees, find another position, yeah? Whatever you need, or even feel free to get up and sit in a chair, totally fine. Okay, from here, we're gonna do our neck stretch. Sitting up really tall, lengthen the spine, try to grow an inch. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna tip our head over to one side, ear to shoulder. From here, you're gonna take a little check-in, tilt the chin down slightly or up slightly, very small little movements to see, at what point do you find yourself in that orange zone where you feel a nice stretch. Once you find it, hold it there. Option 1, you can just stay like this, totally fine. Option 2, maybe you take your arm up and over and gently pull. Maybe you take the other arm down, kind of out and down on the diagonal, but not touching the ground, just kind of reaching away. So you're pulling in opposite directions, breathing here. Remembering that breath, pranayama, is our life force. So every time we're inhaling, bringing that oxygen to our muscles, exhaling, getting rid of any toxins, anything that our body does not need. One more inhale. Exhale, be very gentle, slow, slow, slow. Sometimes when you're holding that there for a moment, it stiffens up. Gentle, gentle as you come up. Inhale, grow a bit taller. Exhale, take the other side. Again, starting with tilting your chin down or up, finding that point of tension or that place in which you feel that you need to focus in. I think for me, I'm gonna go right here. Once you're there, option 1, stay there. Don't do anything else. Hold that position. Option 2, hand goes up and over. Option 3, you add the addition of the other arm reaching out and down on the diagonal. And breathe. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, and we'll just let that go again, gentle as you bring the head back to center. Very good. Let's take some shoulder rolls, rolling those shoulders back. And rolling forward. Loosening up the trapezius. Good. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're going to reach forward over our legs. Let your head hang heavy, kind of stretching along the back here. Good. Inhale, reach out and come all the way up. And then we're going to drop our right hand down to the ground this time. Keep the other arm up and reach over. Be careful not to let your hips come off the ground or off your seat. And keep reaching. Nice little side stretch here. And take it all the way up. Inhale, both arms up again. Now let's take the left hand down, right arm comes up and over, big stretch again, keeping both hips on the ground. And let's bring it all the way up, very good. Transitioning, we're gonna come up onto our hands and our knees. Hands right underneath your shoulders, knee right underneath the hips. Called tabletop position. Let's take a cat-cow. Deep breath, inhale, belly drops, looking up. I did a really hard workout yesterday, so my belly is sore. This is a good stretch if your belly is sore. Inhale. Exhale, opposite. Tuck the hips under, round the back. Press the floor away, tuck the chin to the chest. round in the back, cat. Inhale, back to our cow, belly down, head goes up. Belly stretch. Inhale. Exhale to reverse that into your cat. Let's take one more. Inhale, belly down, head up. Cow. And again to our cat. Bringing the spine back to neutral. Let's take wag the dog. Hip to head. So remember, you're moving your hips like a dog wags its tail. Head goes to the same side of the hip, almost as if you're trying to touch your head to your hip, right? Inhaling and then exhaling over to the other side. Inhale, exhale. So you inhale as you pass through the center. Exhale, it's kind of like a little side crunch. Inhale, exhale. Good. A lateral bend of the spine. One more each side. And bring it center. Good. Let's take a quadruped. I'm going to turn slightly on the diagonal so I have room. And of course, in whatever space you're in, if you need to make little adjustments like that, no worries. Do what you need to do. We're going to take our right arm, extend it out, and then opposite leg. So my left leg's going to go back. Right arm, left leg. This is quadruped. Now, you may be feeling really wobbly, and that's okay. This is supposed to challenge your balance. Option 1, you can just stay here. Option 2, if you'd like to challenge yourself a little further, we're going to bring the knee in, bend the knee in, and tap our knee with our hand. Inhale as you reach out, and then bring it in, tap it. Inhale, and exhale. Let's take a couple more. One more. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, lower down. Very good. Let's try the other side. So this time it'll be left arm and then right leg. Find your balance. If you're struggling to find your balance, maybe just stay here for now. That's totally fine. If you like, go with me. Inhale, exhale, hand to knee. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, hand to knee. Very good. Remember, it's okay to hold still. Let's take 2 more. Last one. Reach it out first, then you lower. Very good. All right, I'm gonna move a little further away from you to the mat here. Let me know. Please feel free to shout out to me. If you can't hear me, hopefully you can hear me fine. When I'm this far away from the camera, it's a little harder for me to see the chat. Okay, from here, let's take our right leg, step it forward. Okay, 90-degree bend at the knee here. The leg that's on the ground, if that hurts your knee, slide something under it for a little cushion. Right here, we're going to take the arms up. Voila, we are in modified crescent pose. Modified crescent pose. Make sure you are not arching your lower back like this. Try and tuck that lower back under, really pressing. So get a nice little stretch in the front of that hip, your hip flexor. If you want, you can also tuck your back toes under. Sometimes that gives me a nice additional stretch along the front of my thigh. Just breathe. Good. We're going to transition this pose into Warrior 1. So first I'm going to bring my hands down. Then I'm going to rotate the leg that's on the ground, my left leg, 90 degrees. Okay? Then I'm going to bring my arms back up, and voila! We are in modified Warrior 1. And today, let's add modified Warrior 2. Keep your legs exactly as they are. Take your arms out to the side so they're parallel to the floor and ceiling. Rotate your torso so your hips are squared over, your shoulders are squared over your hips. Palms down, eyes forward over that front leg, Warrior 2. Good, let's take our right hand down, left hand follows. Rotate that left knee and then bring the right leg back. Back to tabletop. Very good. We're going to take this on the other side. Left leg steps forward. Arms come up. Crescent pose. Good. Hands come down. Rotate the right leg 90 degrees. Arms come back up. Modified warrior one. Kick the arms out. Rotate so shoulders stack over hips. Modified warrior two. Good. Let's cartwheel the left hand down. Right hand follows. Rotate that right leg and bring the left leg back to your tabletop. Very good. Let's learn dolphin pose today. So you're going to bring your elbows down onto the mat. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Deep breath. Exhale, you're going to lift your hips up. And there you are. This is dolphin pose. Dolphin pose. So it's kind of like a downward facing dog, except you are on your elbows. So if you struggle with downward facing dog, if it's too much on your wrists, feel free to always choose a dolphin in place of that. Good. All right, option to stay here or join me. I'm going to drop my knees. I'm going to come up to my hands and take a full downward facing dog, lifting my hips. Remember, in downward facing dog, we're always aiming for a flat back. So in order to get that flat back, you may need to lift your heels. You may need to bend your knees. Press your chest and belly towards your thighs. Again, if this is too much on the wrist, just go to that dolphin. Good. Let's walk the feet in to the hands. If you are in dolphin, you'll have to adjust so that you can get up to this position. And then you're just relaxing over. Feel free to bend the knees here. If you have some blocks or anything really that you can put your hands on, if you can't reach the floor, you can do that. You can grab your shins or your ankles. You can also just let your arms hang. Wherever you are, I want you to relax your neck. So maybe say a little like yes with your head or no with your head to really make sure you're relaxing that neck. Breathing here. Good. Let's bend the knees. Slow roll up. Head is heavy. Head is the last thing to arrive at the top. Good. I'm just going to adjust my screen so my head isn't cut off here. Very good. All right. Oh, I forgot. I had to stand up, but I would like to actually come back down so we can work on our modified sun salutation, and then we'll add our full sun salutation. So let's come back down a little bit more on our hands and knees here, and then we'll come all the way up again. So let's see, from here, on our knees, okay, I'm going to turn towards you for a second, palms forward. So this is modified mountain pose. This is our starting pose. If this hurts your knees, maybe fold a towel a couple times, slide it under the knees or a blanket. You could even, if you have a yoga mat, you could roll it slightly like this and then put your knees on that part. Okay, so here we are. Move back a little. All right, so we're in modified mountain pose. Good, we're gonna take a deep breath. Inhale, arms are gonna come all the way up. Modified upward hand salute. Exhale, we're gonna bring our hands down to the mat, to our tabletop position. There's my cat shake. Deep breath. Inhale, you're dropping the belly down, looking up for a cow. Exhale, we're gonna round the back for a cat. Good. Shift your hips back. Find a child's pose here. Good resting pose. Good. Coming up, back to tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog, or feel free to do that dolphin on your elbows. Good. Drop the knees down. Inhale, we'll do a little cow again. Exhale, round the back for cat. Shift the hips, child's pose. Good. Inhale the arms all the way up, upward hand salute. Exhale, hands come to heart center, finishing mountain pose with prayer hands. Let's just do that one more time, and then we'll stand. Okay, so remember, this is the modified version. So when I do stand up, you can modify and keep doing this version, or you can kind of pick and choose which poses you modify. That's why it's always great to know the modifications. Nothing wrong with doing modifications. All right, so here we are again, modified mountain pose. Deep breath, inhale, modified upward hand salute. Exhale, we're gonna come to that tabletop position. Inhale for a cat, this is cow. Exhale for a cat. Child's pose. And then we'll lift the hips. Down dog or dolphin, your choice. And then we'll drop the knees back down. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. Child's pose again. Inhale, arms up. Upward hand salute. Exhale, finishing modified mountain pose with prayer hands. Good. So even when I start to do the full version, I'll also call out these modifications. So if you want, you can stay here or join me to standing, and we'll start to do our standing sun salutation. I've been slowly adding each week. Sun salutation, the traditional version, sun salutation A. There's a B phrase as well, but we're working on sun A. Sun A has 14 poses. We haven't quite gotten all the way. I think we got to maybe pose 6 last time. See if we could add a few more poses this week. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start with mountain pose, just like we did on the knees. So for mountain pose standing, you're just like this. You can have your feet like me, about hip width apart, or they could be together, but we don't want to have them too wide, okay? Here or here, your choice. Okay, I'm gonna turn. If you are using a yoga mat, typically you would do this at the front of your mat with most of your mat behind you. If you're not on a yoga mat today, you can go to the top of your towel or your blanket or whatever space you're in, because the goal is to have that space behind you, and you'll see why when we start doing it. Okay, so I'm gonna move to the top of my mat and find my mountain pose. Again, feel free to take that modified version on your knees here. All right, great. From here, so this is pose 1. Pose 2, we're gonna take a deep breath. Inhale, palms together, eyes up to your hands. It's not a back bend, and you can do this on your knees. This is upward hand salute. Inhale. Exhale, we're gonna take our arms out. We're gonna start to bend the hips, and we're gonna reach down for our toes, just like we did earlier. Forward fold. Now, if you're on your knees, you can come up to a forward fold if you like, or just go to that tabletop position. All right, from here, we're gonna take a deep breath. Inhale, we're gonna start to snake our head up, like a little snake. Lifting, lifting, lifting as much as you need to in order to get a flat back. So depending on how tight your hamstrings are, some of you might need to lift up higher to get your back flat. Okay, this is called half lift. All right, and if you are down on the ground and you don't want to do half lift, you can just take your cow pose here, cow pose. Good, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, we're gonna come right back down to that forward fold, relaxing the head. If you're on the ground, if you're modifying, just take a cat. Good, all right. From here, we're gonna plant our hands down. Nice wide, really spread your fingers, jazz hands. So you have a nice wide base of support from here. If you really need to bend your knees to reach the floor, no worries, totally fine. From here, we're gonna just walk our legs back. One leg back, and then the other leg back. So we're in this plank position, Dandasana. Now, you may have done planks before on your elbows, and we do sometimes do that in yoga, but particularly in this sun salutation phrase, we're gonna stay up on our hands. And you'll see why when we get moving into the next poses. Make sure your hands are right underneath your shoulders, okay? You wanna make sure that your hips are not sinking down or lifting up too high. Okay, you wanna have a straight line from your head all the way to your feet. So also make sure you're not drooping your head like this or crunching your neck like this. Holding the belly button in away from the floor. If this is too much for you, drop the knees down. But make sure, again, you're not sinking the hips or sticking the booty out. In this modified version, your straight line is from your head to your knees, yeah? Or if you are doing the other modified sun salutation, you can skip this and take the child's pose here, totally fine. All right? So this is plank, Dandasana. Dandasana. All right, from here, we're gonna add the next pose, which is a triceps press. So this is this is kind of like a push-up, but it's not a regular push-up. I'm gonna pause for a moment to kind of give you a little demo here. So, in a regular push-up that most people think of when we say do a push-up, we have our arms wider than our shoulders. And if you're doing it right, they should be in line with your chest. So that when you bend down, your arms are kind of going here. So if I had to fake it here, it would look like this, right? Okay. So we're not doing that here. We're doing a yoga style push-up or what we call a triceps press. So it's a narrower grip or a more narrow placement of the hands so that we can really target the triceps. That's this muscle in the back of your arm here. Now, if you do a regular push-up, you are still using your triceps, of course. It's just that in this position, it's kind of more intense for that tricep section. All right, so what does that look like? First of all, I'll do a little demo here. Imagine the floor is here in front of me. So instead of this wide grip, like I just demoed, our regular push-up, we're gonna bring our hands closer together so that they're right underneath of the shoulders, basically just like you were in that plank. Hands right under the shoulders. And notice how wide my fingers are, jazz hands, right? So that I give it a nice wide base of support. You always wanna have a wide base of support, yeah? Okay, and then from there, when I start to bend my elbows are not gonna go out to the side like this. You notice if you try this with me, just put your hands out in front of you and then bend your elbows out to the side. It kind of makes your wrists don't really go that way, right? Your hands start to roll. Imagine this is the ground. You would start to roll onto the outsides of your hands. We don't want that, right? So what we're gonna do, and this is a little bit tricky, is we're gonna keep the elbows in. So as you bend, the elbows are gonna slide. You're actually gonna feel this part and this part rubbing together, yeah? So you're gonna slide it back and it's gonna rub against the side of your body, yeah? That is a yogi push-up or a tricep push-up, yeah? And your hands are gonna move, your body's gonna move, you'll see, so that your hands are in line with your chest. Your body will kind of rock a little bit. Okay, again, this is super hard. This is not easy, so feel free to drop your knees down for modification. Additional modification is to just bend your elbows a little bit, maybe a couple inches. As you get stronger, you'll be able to bend more, okay? So now, that was kind of the, fake version. So let's get those hands right under the shoulders. Come up, knees up, or again, knees down in your plank position. All right, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, you're gonna bend those elbows slowly and control. And guess what? The good thing about sun salutation A is that you only do one of these in the phrase. Okay, so really you're just gonna slow and control, lower yourself onto your belly. And if you flop down, it's okay. As you get stronger, you'll be able to lower down with more control. Let's try that one more time. So coming back up, hands under your shoulders, wide grip, wide fingers, and then pop up onto your plank, Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Triceps press. There you are. Voila. Let's add another part to our phrase here. From here, you're going to untuck your toes. We're going to slide our elbows forward. So your elbows are right underneath of your shoulders. And guess what? We're in Cobra, which we learned last week. And I think we also did it the week before. So in Cobra here, make sure you're not sinking down in your shoulders. You're going to press down into your elbows. Use those latissimus dorsi muscles. Press down, down, down. Long neck. This is also sometimes called Sphinx. If you are still modifying, doing the modified version, you're just hanging out in your child's pose here. Good. Try not to crunch your neck, pulling your chest forward, and breathe. Good. All right. From here, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to slide your hands back and lower your chest. Tuck your toes. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. You're pressing the floor away, lifting your hips up. Downward facing dog or dolphin. Very good. All right. So let's see. I think we got up to pose number 9. Now we stopped to go over that triceps press. So let's do it again and see if we can do it with a little more flow. Again, remember, you don't have to do all of these. You can modify any of it or all of it. Okay, so let's go back, top of the mat. Find your mountain pose or your modified mountain pose on your knees. Remember, this is a strong pose, that's why it's called mountain. So even though it looks like I'm just standing here, I want to be strong. Like if someone came over and tried to push me, I wouldn't move. Take a couple breaths here. All right, deep breath. Inhale the arms up, palms together, upward hand salute. Modify on your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, reaching for those toes or come into tabletop position. Good. Inhale, lifting the back up, half lift, till your back is as flat as you can get it, or take a cow on your knees. Exhale, come back down, reach for the toes, or take a cat on your knees. Good. We're going to plant the hands, walk the legs back, option to drop the knees, or take a child's pose. Take a couple breaths here and play. All right, here comes that new triceps press. Inhale. Exhale, we bend the elbows back. Option to lower the knees down or stay in that child's pose. Inhale, slide the elbows forward. Lift the chest, shoulders down, cobra pose. Or stay in your child's pose. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lower the chest, hands under shoulders, tuck the toes. Deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Option to take your dolphin on your elbows. Good. And let's drop the knees. And let's rest a moment in child's pose. Good. All right, so we did poses 1 through 9. Next time we'll add a little bit more. Maybe even finish it, we'll see. From there, it's kind of already poses that you know. So we'll add those next time. From here, let's come all the way down onto our bellies and do a couple of back exercises. All right, so we already did our cobra in our sun salutation A. So let's plant our hands right under our shoulders like this. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, we're gonna start to press the floor away. Lift your body up as high as you can. You can stop here, you can stop here, you can lift up higher, you can come all the way up. Your choice. This is upward facing dog. If this is just totally not your jam right now, stay in child's pose. Take cobra on your elbows. This is basically like a bigger cobra, right? So you want to make sure you're not doing this, shoulders down, long neck, but don't crunch the neck, right? Try to breathe. Good, one more, inhale. Exhale, and we'll lower down. Good, I'm gonna slide a little bit forward here. Okay, we're gonna take our hands, palms down on either side of us. Okay, and we're gonna do lotus. First, we're gonna do a one-legged lotus. So relax your left leg, turn your head to the side, okay? And then you're going to activate your right leg and try to lift your right leg off the ground as much as you can and breathe. Good, inhale. Exhale, lower that right leg. Very good. Let's do the same thing on the left. So get that right leg really relaxed. Activate the left leg. And lift that left leg as much as you can. Doesn't matter how high. Inhale. Exhale and lower. Good. Okay, now we're going to do both legs at the same time. So you're going to press down into those hands. Lift both legs. 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Doesn't matter. Try to relax your upper body. Lift those legs. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale and lower. Good. Relax those arms. Let's take a moment here in crocodile pose. Good. All right, taking the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing back up, and we're gonna slowly make our way all the way up to our feet. Let's do a little balancing work. All right. So today, let's do beginning dancer pose. Beginning dancer pose, all right? So take your right hand, palm, it's like go to your mountain pose, and then relax that left arm, and then lift that right hand up a little higher. Yeah, like palm towards the ceiling. Okay, from here, shift all the way onto your left leg. You're gonna take that right leg, and you're gonna try to kick it up, try to grab it. Grab your foot into your hand. Let me turn sideways so you can see from the side here. Yeah, remember if you're on carpeting, it's gonna be a little more wobble for you. And if you're having trouble grabbing that leg, this is where your yoga strap will come in handy. Let me get my yoga strap out here. So a yoga strap is just, it looks like a really long belt. That's all it is. You don't need to buy one of these. I mean, you can if you want to, but there's lots of things around your house that will work. The belt from your robe, an actual belt, or even just like a towel will work as well. All you want to do is have something long that you can make a little loop with. So make your loop, right? And then what you can do is shift your weight and stick your foot in. There we go, stick your foot in the loop. Let me turn sideways here. And you can put it around your ankle or whatever. And then you just have it in your hand. You can even, if you have a nice long one, you can even pull it over your shoulder, yeah? This other arm, we're gonna reach it up to the sky. And voila, this is beginning dancer pose. You can, again, use the strap or something like a strap or foot in hand. Beginning dancer. Let's see if we can balance here. And if you fall over, no worries, right? It's just like meditation. Our mind wanders, we come back to our focus. We fall over, we reset and start again. No worries. Let's take one more inhale and exhale wherever you are. Let go, bring it out of that strap or let go from the hand, and voila. Let's try the other side. Make ourselves nice and even. So find your mountain pose again. Relax that right arm. This time we'll go left hand. Left palm up to the ceiling. Kick that left foot into the hand. Grab what you can. Toes, foot, whatever you can grab a hold of. All right, and if you're really struggling with this kind of, because my palm is turned outward, right? That's the goal, but if you're really struggling with that, it's really okay if you end up here for now, right? Okay, but this is the goal, palm out. The other arm is gonna reach up to kind of support us. Think about pulling up tall out of the head, or use that yoga strap and breathe. Good, one more inhale. Exhale, and we'll let it go. Let it out of strap, let the hand go. Very good, nice job. All right, good. Let's do a little stretching here. Let's take our legs nice and wide this time. Toes are pointed straight forward. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, we're gonna bend at the hips. Reach for the feet. Hands to ankles or shins. If you need to, you can bring your hands to the ground. Relax your head over. This is a wide leg forward fold. Just breathe. Good. Let's take both hands to the right leg. Both hands to your right leg. Breathing. Good. Let's turn the right toes to the right. Take your hands on either side of that right foot. If you need to rotate the left toes in a little bit, that's okay. Try to keep both knees straight, but if you need to bend that right knee a little, that's okay too. Here we are, we're in pyramid pose. You can relax your head over. Good, we're gonna rotate that back foot so that all the toes are pointed forward. Bend your right leg, lift the back heel into a nice little lunge here. Breathing, always breathing. Good, stretch the back, stretch the front leg again, and we'll rotate back to the center. Good, let's walk our hands over to that left foot. It's okay if you can't actually reach it. Just reach your hands towards the left. Good. We're going to keep our hands to the left. Rotate the left toes to the left. Right toes stay right, or maybe turn in just a little bit. Hands on either side of that left foot. Try to keep both legs straight. Maybe bend the the left leg slightly if you need to. Relaxing your head over, pyramid pose. Good. You're going to rotate that back heel, lift the heel off. All toes forward, bend the left leg, a little lunge here. If you need to, you can drop that knee down as well. Good. If your knee's lifted, go ahead and drop it. And we're going to come onto our knees, both knees down. Inhale your arms up, upward hand salute. Exhale, let's bring our hands down, put them in your back pockets, supporting that lower back. Deep breath. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the elbows back, hips go forward into a nice little camel pose. Good. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring yourself up. Good. We're going to transition down to our seat. Good. One leg in, one leg out, half butterfly. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, we're just going to reach over the legs. Good. Inhale all the way up. Good. Exhale. Bring both legs in. Bottoms of the feet together in butterfly position here. It doesn't matter if your legs kind of lift up. No worries. Wherever you are, that's great. Inhale the arms up there. Exhale again, reaching forward over this position. Inhale, lift yourself up, take the other leg out. One more time, back over the pose. Rolling it up. Let's bring both legs together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, roll yourself down to the mat. Good. We're going to go into our Shavasana, corpse pose. Palms up for receiving energy. Palms down for grounding energy. Yeah, this pose is traditionally done with palms up, legs extended, kind of like a mountain pose, laying down. If this is uncomfortable for you, feel free to just maybe go ahead and bend your knees like this. Maybe put something underneath of your knees. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Relaxing your body now into this position. Our asana practice is finished. We return our spine to a neutral pose. Let all of the work that we've done settle into the body. Take another deep breath, inhaling in through the nose. Exhale and start to let go of any outside thoughts. Keeping our mind focused, present for this last part of the class here. Remember, this is an important part of the practice, so please try and stay. It's only a few minutes here. If you'd like, you could always return to that 3-part breath to help you stay focused, or maybe even the observation of breath. Let's go ahead and start to wiggle your fingers and your toes a little bit. Maybe circling your wrists, ankles. Maybe hug your knees into your chest. Maybe take a nice big stretch. Rolling over onto one side of your body, your right side, or your left side. Make a little pillow with your arms, find fetal position. And we'll use our hands to just slowly push into the ground. Let your head be heavy. Take your time to walk yourself up, finding your easy seated pose or any other seated position. Hands on your knees, in your lap, or in prayer. Taking a moment to just notice how you feel your body and mind after practice. Maybe taking a moment of gratitude for the practice. We'll inhale our arms all the way up. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today with your yoga practice and letting me guide you through your practice today. And we bow. We say namaste. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Right, I hope you enjoyed today's practice. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I went a few minutes over. I was a long Shavasana. Very nice. I hope you come back to the channel. Remember, these classes are recorded, so you can join me live 6:30 on Wednesdays. I'm here. If you have any questions about the practice, feel free to reach out to me, casman@glendale.edu. Happy to answer any questions you have about yoga, any of the poses, anything you've got going on with your body. And if you can't make it on a Wednesday, these are also posted to our YouTube Glendale Wellness channel. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a great evening.